Okay, what is up, beautiful traders? How you guys doing? It's a lovely Monday, and we are ready for the market. Absolutely ready for the market for this week. I mean, last week wasn't really the best. It wasn't like anything out of the ordinary, like, you know, it's normal to take losses in trading, but then it wasn't like how I would have loved it to be. So we're going to be executing really well the market this time around for this week, and I'm going to be breaking down all the trades for you guys. But right now we're still waiting for volatility to step into the market, so I'll explain the charts as soon as that happens. I don't know if you guys can see because of the lighting or whatever, but we're starting off with a live session. You know, I always have a live session on Monday, so that's how we are starting off the day. Yeah. I always have to use my little hat, but anyway, I am done with my live session right now, and I'm about to really utilize this pool that you guys are seeing right over here. I'd missed my swimming sessions because, you know, when I'm back in Moscow, I always go for my swimming class, 45-minute session. So right now, that's what I'm about to do. The place is really chill, as you guys can see. This is where I was chilling. This is where I actually had my live session. But yeah, let's go. I haven't even gone anywhere, but I already have a swollen lip. I thought that the pool was deeper than what it is. Dive right there, hit my lip. It's crazy, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's go. It don't work like that when you lost somebody. My old flex is my new flex now, and we're working on. Man, my lip is so passed out. All the energy that you bring to me. My last girl. Oh my gosh! Tell me I'm lying if I say this is exactly what always happens when your trade is about to hit TP, and then for countless number of times. Oh my gosh! It actually just wiped it off right now. It literally just wiped it off right now. So after you were waiting for TP to hit, it will not hit. After I was leaving frustrated, it wasn't hitting, then it smashed TP. Now it's even coming close to the side. Like make that make sense. But anyway, nothing interesting happening on the charts. So yeah, let's go. My feet. All right, you guys, you can see how the market is looking, right? You can absolutely see that we are red on Bitcoin. I was anticipating to trade actually on Bitcoin, but look at how red we are on Bitcoin right now. It's just still a beautiful Monday though, a bit later after we just had that live session that we had, and then NASDAQ is moving. The team has already gone into the USD trade, but let's see how the day eventually plays out. Right now we're going to have dinner, and then yeah, take it off from there. Let's go. Let's go. Live music, you guys. Absolutely good vibes at night in Lagos. It's a beautiful Wednesday. I just gave a trade in the inner circle. Gorgeous trade that you guys are seeing right over here. We went all the way up to how many pips? Let me see. 300. So we hit 300 pips on that particular trade. Let me even just update them right now. And yeah, I mean, it was a really good call, even though it did look a bit tricky, but I'm going to explain to you guys the simple analysis that I used. So I gave it to them like this. This is how I gave them the trade. This one with that one, and then a second trade. So I first gave them one trade, which is this one, and then I gave them the second one because I saw that the market was already going to leave us if we didn't act very fast, which is this trade that you're seeing right here, the one that is inside here. So this was a very simple trade. As you can see, we simply broke out of We simply broke out of a trend line right over there, resistance zone right over there. The buyers had declared their move. You can see the type of candles. Look at these candles, right? These type of candles that the buyers were using to approach that zone of resistance. What is happening here? We know that sellers are putting in their selling positions at that zone using a trend line, using the resistance area. Very obvious to the buyers. We jumped right into the trade. A little to no drawdown that you can see here, and then boom, the market has moved. So right now, why I always say we should always protect our trades is we are right at another resistance zone. Notice we have hit another resistance zone right now. So there's a chance. You can see it. Look at the type of rejection. Look at that wick. You guys are seeing that, right? Look at that. Are you seeing? Look at the wick. That is a crazy week for the market to reject. So when you see that, you understand that the sellers are not just going to let the buyers push the market to the top. You're supposed to protect the trade right at this level when we hit a resistance zone, or wait for the market to break out, or a good confirmation here, because we will get taken out if we leave the market like to just do whatever it wants to do. So that is how you always want to try and avoid leaving money on the table, by doing all of those things. But anyway, that's an absolutely beautiful trade that we just had for USD. This was a beautiful move. This was not even me that analyzed this particular trade. You see, I was even updating them right here. It was actually Mr. Jean that analyzed this trade. He gave us his plan that you guys are seeing there. Here is my plan, almost similar to this, where we're having this range there. He marked up his range right over there. Then he gave us the levels. The market will drop into that zone, and then obviously we just confirmed it. I even told him that it was a very solid setup. As you guys can see, they're solid, and then it started playing out right over there. That's an absolutely beautiful way to trade the New York session. Absolutely gorgeous. If anything interesting happens, we keep pushing up to the top, I'll just let you guys know. Let's go. You guys look at my trade whilst I am chilling. So we are just at this oasis thingy, right? Wanted to, honestly, me, I never wanted to like eat anything. I just wanted to get like fries or something, but they have a fault. So there's a fault in the building, so we're waiting for the lights to come back. And then I actually prefer it whilst it's like this, because it's like so quiet and so peaceful, you don't even understand. First thing is, we're not going to have that loud music, you know how everyone's always playing that loud music. So that's a plus. And then just enjoying. You can hear that. You can literally hear your heartbeat, right? And then also enjoying this view. Enjoying this view. This is a nice view at the poolside. So you can see all the buildings, they're literally not having lights, I think because of the fault. So we're just waiting for that. And then in terms of our trade, our NASDAQ trade, it is retracing right now. Okay, it's going back up to the top. It was retracing just a while ago. You see that candlestick there that was retracing, but right now we're going back up to the top. So that is a plus. USD has really moved. Let's show you guys. As you can see, this is USD right over here, and it still is moving up to the top. So like the highest amount that we had here was around, let me see, yeah, almost 1,000 points on USD, as you guys can see, which is absolutely beautiful. And as for the NASDAQ, let's just see that we are just going back up to the top right now. So yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see how this trade eventually plays out, but then everything is looking good right now. Let's go. All right, we are leaving now. The lazy day out here. We're just trying to eat some lunch, then we're gonna play tennis right over there, right at that spot there. But for now, I'm just enjoying the breeze, to be honest. Mostly the breeze that I'm enjoying here. Also reading my book. Yep, as you guys can see. And I actually have moved on this particular book. Really interesting book. If you haven't read it, you might as well want to get yourself a copy. This is a very rich and interesting book. So I'm just gonna do the fries with parmesan, and then orange juice. I like the breeze out. This is the first time like we're outside, and then the breeze is really like so cool, right? You know, normally when we're outside it's so hot and yeah. I think this is the time to always come out when you're in Lagos.
Yeah, everybody's relaxed. The environment is
Unlike in the morning, you know, if you go out in the mornings, you just
everywhere. Everybody's too busy.
and it's so hot. Like the sun is just so crazily hot. When we went to the mall today, I was just so exhausted. By the time we came back, I was like, "What the hell?" So that's also another thing. All right, so just placing this order. Wait, I thought that you guys were actually asking proper questions, right? CO. What are we looking at on NASDAQ? Where are the questions actually? All right, I just want to continue with those questions. When are you going to give a discount for the inner circle? Unfortunately, we don't really give discounts on things like the inner circle. I think for the certified creator group, this is like a standard company, guys. We don't do discounts. Unfortunately, when are you doing a seminar in South Africa? I just left South Africa just like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I was in South Africa. So for a seminar, we don't know, maybe in the upcoming future, right? How do we join the inner circle and be part of? The links are always in the description of the video, you guys. One strategy to find a trend. Do you trade BTC? Yes, I trade Bitcoin. And oh, okay, my food is here. That's enough. Okay, so my fries are here, even though they like gave me like 2 drops of Parmesan. Anyway, yeah, so I ordered fries and someone ordered, what is that you ordered? Rice, plain rice, and what is that meat?
Chicken.
Oh, it's chicken, right?
Spicy.
All right. Yeah, so let's eat and enjoy. I don't even know what I'm doing eating so much.
Because it's eating so much.
This is a lot. And these are fries.
I can't eat this much fries. Though. Except it's with a sauce.
Oh, like with ketchup or something like that. Okay, you guys, that's about it. We are done here and we are about to head out. Yeah, it's almost, let me see, it is just 2 minutes to the open of the NYSE session. So I will first check the charts and see if we have anything going on, if we can get a trade. Then if not, we might as well just continue enjoying our day. If yes, then we'll jump into a trade. But other than that, the weather is so good and we're absolutely enjoying ourselves. Let's go. We are ready. We have stepped into the court and we are ready to. What we did tonight, like that's exactly what we're about to do to whatever team I'm playing with it here today. So let's go.
Nice. Play. Let's.
Oh, shit. I'm so tired. That was a good game. That's so crazy. 20 minutes to 11 o'clock. And the market is closed. Yeah, focus. As you guys can see that the market is closed and it's closed off with the NASDAQ retracing. So we never really moved from where we were. I mean, we just hit the same 300 points and then we started crashing back down. Not so much on USD. I mean, the market did retrace, but it's not that bad, right? Nothing out of the ordinary. And I'm wasted. Like, I'm so tired. You don't even understand. Like, my head is like banging. Like, it was a good game, good match, whatever. But my head is like killing me right now. So yeah, we're just gonna get home and then relax. I need to take like a shower, then just knock out, just knock out. because I'm I'm like wasted. But yeah, that's the update. Nothing crazy happening in the market right now, so all the charts are kind of like retracing. Bitcoin, I was on a trade on Bitcoin. In fact, I am on a trade on Bitcoin, as you guys can see right over there. It is kind of like fluctuating, and then I do expect it to keep pushing up to the top, but then it is just still fluctuating. It has picked up. I caught it from a really good zone, right? I caught it from an excellent zone. I will explain the setup to you guys probably when it moves, because it still does have a lot of potential. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm also in a trade on gold. That one was like, I've been holding this one also for the longest time. I have like, oh, not bad, $3 swap. Bitcoin has $75 swap. But yeah, Bitcoin is the only chart that's still moving. Everything else is closed. But with that, let's call it a night right now. I'm tired, and see you guys tomorrow. Another random day. How you guys doing? I was just literally relaxing there. Guys, change of plans. We are no longer going home. Actually, I want to go to the Royal Palace or something like that. I'm not even sure what it's called. So that's where we're actually about to go right now, and we're gonna meet up with a few traders, right? 2 traders, and then we're gonna hang out with them. We're supposed to have lunch and then just go back to the house, and then I was gonna have my live session, but then that is change of plans. So I'm just gonna go back home to pick up the mate book so that I'll be able to do the live session. I was legit just sleeping. In fact, look at how I left this. I was just legit sleeping there waiting for the other guys to come, but then I have to leave right now to go and pick it up so that I'll come back and pick them up. Then we can go to that place, and then probably we'll see how the day takes us from there. But let's go. All right, what is up, you guys? It's a beautiful Saturday. So I had decided that I'm going to do the weekly analysis right now. In fact, I am going to do the weekly analysis right now. Then I was like, you know what, let me just still respond to the remaining of those questions that I had pending. So I started to talk, and the video became like 20 minutes long. When I'm editing, I'm obviously just going to cut it out and make it as a single video, because this vlog will become an hour. It will be so long. I don't know, let me just see. But then yeah, it's so long. I'll see depending on how I'll be editing. If it is good, I'll put it in. If it is too long, then I'll just cut it off and put it as another video. But then in terms of trading too, the market just closed off yesterday. It didn't give us another opportunity to jump into the trade. I noticed gold eventually started to moving with the sellers though, so that is going to be something very interesting for the week. Looking forward to seeing, you know, it's moving and breaking out of that range, because it has been ranging for so long. It was getting annoying. So that is also something that I'm looking forward to. Our US30 trade also just pushed up to the top. No, that was NASDAQ. So our NASDAQ trade just kept pushing up to the top, which was very beautiful. We hit 500 pips on that particular trade. Updated the inner circle, and it was so beautiful. But for now, let's just go and do the weekly analysis. Starting off by looking at our economic calendar, as you can see, Trump says that an agreement with Iran has been largely negotiated, right? So this is actually good news for the market, honestly, because we were tired of this global tension. So if they are actually coming to a deal, it means that there's going to be less geopolitical tension. Obviously, there's going to be lower fear in the market, and things like gold. I already told you guys that I started to see like gold dropping for the sellers, right? That is also because of this. Whenever, you know, the market starts stabilizing, gold loves when there's fear, when there's uncertainty, when there's panic. That is when you start seeing it pushing up to the top, like just giving you crazy moves. But then when there's these negotiations, when they are talking to each other calmly and all of those things, then it means that there's a lower chance that it will push up. But on the other hand, though, the stocks which are NASDAQ, US30, you guys already saw what US30 did, went for the all-time highs. We'll explain all of these things. Why? Because the US stocks, they react positively to reduced uncertainty in the market and a stronger economic confluence, right? There's less panic. So they continue in that higher time frame trend with the bullish push and all of those other things. So that is going to be really, really good. I mean, you can eventually read more about this in depth. There are channels that actually talk about fundamentals in depth. Also oil, you guys see this, right? This is an important one because that Iran tension affects oil heavily because of the Middle East supply, right? So if these agreements happen, the market will expect more stability on the oil supply, and then the oil prices might drop. So that is bearish maybe on the oils, right? So yeah, then obviously Bitcoin, honestly, I just don't understand. Look at the dip that it had to around about 74,000 after it had made its way all the way up here, I even thought that the bulls had really started stepping in. But then, you know that nowadays BTC behaves a lot like a risk asset sometimes. I don't even understand. But if on a normal day, right, if fear reduces, people become more willing to buy speculative assets, right? So BTC can rally up with the NASDAQ too. Overall market mood that this news creates is just that it's a risk-on environment, meaning the stocks are going to be stronger, NASDAQ stronger, crypto stronger, gold weaker, BTC weaker, right? And then it's important to know that, yes, these are just news, but then the market, you need to have confirmation, actual agreement deals, not just he just says they need to be actually there, like the deals, right? And then all of those follow through and stuffs like that, right? So sometimes the market might spike from headlines and then completely reverse later. So you want to be very careful. But anyway, on the charts, let's go over on to my most favorite, which is the NASDAQ. Guys, know that whenever we create new highs on any assets, there's a chance that the market will always want to come back to retest these highs, right? So we were anticipating this move, obviously, minus the fact that yes, we're overly on a bullish movement to the upside. We always look for buying positions. We created new time highs, right? So the market went to find support so that it can come and retest if these highs are actual, you know, proper highs that the buyers put in there, which is what it did right now. And then me, whenever we get to all-time highs, I always expect that, you know, the market breaks out because of just the fact that a lot of traders want to actually take advantage, and then they see this little selling thing here and then they want to jump into the trade because they think because we have hit a certain resistance level, then we should go back down to the bottom. The trade is almost hitting our full take profit. At this point, I think a lot of the guys left the trade, not because we got taken out, because our stop loss at break even, you know, when we hit our first and our second take profit, we put our stop loss at break even right at our entry point. So the market went up and down, and then eventually went up. It broke out of this level right over here, went up, retested it, and then right now it has gone back to the zone. So the same thing that it did right at the zone is what I would probably expect it to do there. So it's a breakout of that zone, retest, and then we continue up to the top. So the reason why I already explained it to you guys, why we took this trade, absolutely beautiful. The only part that I failed to explain for you guys, but I think you guys already know that when we hit the resistance zone, obviously we're going to get resistance. The reason why we know that this was not a weak zone is because of the type of candle that we use to approach the resistance zone, which is a momentum bullish candle. You can see that the buyers are definitely in control. So even though the sellers will try and oppose here, we already have confirmation from this candle here. Then after that, you can see how we then pushed back to the top. We broke out of the level, retested it. This is a new support that it created. Then now it is coming back to retest that support so that it can go up. So we have a support which is right here, and then a resistance which is right there. Obviously we'll probably look for a trade in support, and then a trade also after we break out of resistance, create a new support. That is simply the analysis for NASDAQ for this current week. Actually nothing complicated here. I won't even complicate anything because it's just as simple as I've said it. Right, let's wait for the market to break out of the all-time highs. After it does that, then we can get a chance to jump into the trade if you are not in it already. But I think a lot of guys would have left this one because of the weekend close, right? So very simple on the NASDAQ. Let's go over on to US30, which is a really good one because we have just hit all-time highs on US30. You guys understand how long we have been waiting for the market to hit all-time highs on US30. We had multiple attempts. Even I think the market was around about here, and I was telling you guys that we are going to break out of these all-time highs. You can see from this level we dropped right back down, then eventually went to break out of the all-time highs, and we have created new all-time highs right now. We've hit 50,000 on US30. If you go back in my videos, you actually hear me saying that we will hit 50,000 on US30, but then when, that is what we did not know. The analysis was pretty simple and straightforward. I did explain it to you guys also. We bought from a really good support zone after we saw the buyers stepping in. You can see the sellers were definitely in control, but then the buyers stepped in with large momentum. We just waited for them to create new support, which they did right at this level. After the market did that, it came back again. We jumped into the market right at the support. Notice how we always wait for confirmation. We always wait for sellers to step out of the market. Then we wait for the market to come back to new areas. Then after that, we jump into the trade. We don't just say we see a little pullback, then obviously, oh, we are now jumping into the trade. We don't do do that right now. Obviously on the second trade, you can see we had a breakout of a resistance zone. This is a resistance zone because the market was ranging for quite some time right at this level. We broke out of a resistance zone. We came back to the resistance zone as a retest right at this level. We created the support area on a lower time frame. We jumped into the trade and then we caught the trade right. Notice how we left the trade right at the resistance again right here. You can see this is another resistance. So these were previous all-time highs. Obviously at this level, I don't even know why we left the trade, but then it had good bullish momentum there, a little bit of a retracement, and then it just shot up to the top. But then that is how you want to approach the market. Do not hesitate to jump into these trades, especially when the candles are showing you that the buyers, just looking at this chart, you can understand that the buyers are definitely in control. So we have created new all-time highs. Remember what I just said on the NASDAQ, when we create those new all-time highs, it's a high chance we always want to come back and retest them. Now the setup for this particular week will be very, very simple. We broke out of previous all-time high, which is right at this level right over here that you guys are seeing. We haven't yet retested this zone, so there's a chance that we are going to retest it. It's not compulsory that the market retests the zone in this area. It can retest it in this zone. It's a zone, right? So it can be in this particular area or anywhere around about this level here. So we want to be careful to see how the market actually then plays out at the zone. Normally I would like to draw a little trend line for guidance for something like this, and then obviously I will know that if we use this particular trend line, a lot of retail traders are looking at the same thing. This is going to be an easy trade for all the retail traders, so there's a chance that it will get disrespected. So what I would want to do is to take my second level of support, which is what we had broken out of that time, and then we retested it once, so there's a chance we can come back to retest it again, and then that will be the setup for US30. If the market just doesn't push down like this, it just starts from here and keeps going up to the top, we still have to wait for it to break out of the resistance zone. After it does that, the bias still remains bullish. I always give a bullish bias. I never give you to say, oh, we go up, we buy, or we go down, we sell. No, we always are bullish, but then these are the points that we'll be looking at. So you see at this level, if we go up, obviously we have broken out, we created new highs, we'll come back to retest them, and then we go back up to the top, right? That is very, very simple and straightforward. I don't think anything is complicated there. Everything, I'm always explaining the exact same strategy over and over again. By now you guys already understand it, and I already see you guys saying that we are almost having the exact same setups, right, most of the time. So let's go over onto our gold chart. You already keep in mind what we already saw on the news for gold. So there is a high chance that this market might, if the agreement pulls through, might just tank down. Oh, it didn't really move as much as I was actually thinking that it had moved. So you can see that gold is currently still ranging. We're kind of stuck in a range, and then it seems as if it's forming a little bit of a downtrend that you guys are seeing right over there. There's nothing that you want to complicate here. When the market is giving you structure, you need to follow it. We know that an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows. A downtrend, we can see we have a high right over there, a lower high right over here, and then another lower high right over there, and then we have a low, which is right there. We have a lower low, which is right there. If you know your fundamentals, this is the formation of a downtrend. So in as much as, yes, you can see overall we are bullish, it might just be a pullback, but then the current market that we're having here is definitely not favoring the bulls at all, right? In as much as you try and look for bullish setups, it is not favoring the bulls. So we need to relax and wait for it to actually then show us that the buyers are stepping into the market. So for that, what I would love to see is the market breaking out of this range that it has started creating. So it's that. You can see that this is the level that it was playing. It went up to the top, came back. So this was the highest point. I'd always leave it. It didn't get up to there, but then I would include it, right, to get there. And then right now it has come back to this level. So we want to see if it breaks out of this or it goes back up to the top. If it goes back up to the top, that would be good for us because it shows that the buyers will be disrespecting the structure that the sellers started creating here. And then we break out of, you see, we break out of the structure that they will be creating, and then we want to look for a retest, and then we go up to the top. If that doesn't happen, obviously, if it just continues like what we are anticipating for it to drop, right, breaks out of this level, us as buyers, we wait. We don't have any setup or any business trying to get into the market at this point. We can clearly see that our next support level will be around about this level, right, because of the zone that we have right over here. Then that will be our new support area, which is what we will be looking to trade from, around about this area right over there. Then we want to see the market coming back into the zone After it breaks out of that level, coming back into the zone, then after that we will start saying that we're looking for trades on gold to push up to the top. Other than that, for now we have to relax. There's no business that we have trading inside the range. Even if you drop, if you drop to lower time frames, then yes, maybe you will see setups, but then that is going to be a lot of noise. I personally do not prefer to trade when the market is just stuck in a range like this. All right, I want to see like clear movements. I want to see the market breaking out. I want to see it moving with proper shifts, not just playing around about almost the same price. You see, from this 4580 to 4460, thereabout is just playing in the exact same zone. So that's a no for me. Let's go to our last chart, which has not been so good, and that is the Bitcoin chart, as you guys can see right over here. So doesn't look very bad though. In the short term, on the lower time frames, it did look very disheartening, but then you can see that we had broken out of this resistance zone right over there. And then, like I was telling you guys, it's not compulsory that we retest in this particular area right at the breakout. It's not compulsory. We can retest at the breakout, or we can retest anywhere where we have another support area. So that's something that you should notice if you haven't noticed that already. I'm always telling you guys that, right? So right at this level, you can see the market has chosen to retest right at the previous support. We have created this level as a support area. It retested with a good level, but then we still need to break out of the zone to show that the buyers are stepping in to the market. And then as we go back to the area that we broke out, we might look for a trade, right? So it's coming back to that breakout area, then we might want to look for a trade and confirm the movement on Bitcoin. That is going to be my setup. I won't complicate anything on this one because I always trade Bitcoin on the larger time frames, really, because I don't want all of those funny noises. Oh, you can see we had this setup here, which was really good. If I had seen this, I wouldn't still have jumped into the trade. I would have waited for it to come back to the zone to break out and then gets back to the area that we broke out of the market before. You see right here, as soon as it gets back to the zone, then I know that there's a high chance that we are going back up to this level to actually want to break out again and continue with our overall movement. But that's about it. It doesn't look complicated at all, as usual, right? The charts are looking really good, and then we might really get good opportunities. The only thing you need to exercise in trading is going to be patience for you to get the best setups. It doesn't make sense trying to rush all your trades on a Monday, Tuesday, and then eventually losing them all on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's always better to wait for one or two good trades Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, and then you know that you're closing off the week profitable. But then that's it and done. Most of the questions are about people joining the inner circle. To join the inner circle, just go and use the links in the description below, guys. That is very simple. All the links to my TikTok, Instagram, inner circle website, everything is in the description below. I always have, and also on the free channel is highlighted that I do not offer investments. I always have people coming up to me saying, oh, was it you that I was talking to about investments? Like, how is it that you eventually find my correct account after you would have probably sent money to the scammer or something? Just do your own due diligence. Go and look for, if you find someone texting you on one platform, go and confirm on the other platform if it's the same person, right? Don't just fall for these scams. It's already getting old, right? We already know what these people are always doing, right? So that is how you join the inner circle. All of those things are on the website. How can one master the way you trade with consistency? Okay, to master consistency, you need to get rid of emotion, guys. Have a proper structure, have a proper plan. You notice me, even when I'm talking to you guys, I tell you that, oh, I am in such and such an amount of profit, but because of my system, because of my structure, I'm not able to close the trade because I don't follow like what the market is showing me or the numbers there. I just follow what my system says. So to try and be consistent, get a proper system, right? Okay, the next question is also about the inner circle, how to join it, use the links. Do I trade Bitcoin? Absolutely. I always trade Bitcoin. You guys see my beautiful trades that I'm always catching on Bitcoin. My analysis is often right and setups hit TP, but fear of losing keeps me from re-entering. How do I overcome this? Very simple. Have a system that tells you when you see such and such a thing, you enter into the market irregardless of what had happened. How can you have fear of losing in the market that you know that you're supposed to lose? It's impossible impossible not to lose when you are trading. You are going to lose trades, but then the goal is to have more winning trades than losing trades. It's not to have losing trades at all. I personally never aim for 100% win rate. I don't even want to win 100% of the time. So I want to have more winning trades than losing trades. That's the only way you would want to overcome that, by having a proper system. I want to know about where best entries occur in the NASDAQ. Where best entries occur in the NASDAQ? Well, I don't know, at your support levels, resistance levels, key points, breakout zones, institutional zones, that is where the best entries happen. I don't know, I guess it's according to your strategy. I don't know how to answer that type of question, right? I don't know, I guess it's according to your strategy. Hi Esther, I wish you great health. I pray you join the inner circle. Okay, what are your entry confluences? Okay, yeah, you guys already seen the video and the things that I look for. I am always biased to the trend. I always go according to what the trend is saying, the overall trend. That is, when I see the trend, then I already have a bias. Then I want to look for key zones. At those zones I want to see good price action, then I want to jump into the trade. Very, very simple like that. Can I learn from you with a special discount? Unfortunately, we do not do discounts, company policy. If you had to start from zero, how would you start? Right, I would look for a system that is proper. I would look for a system that is easy to understand. I would not look for flashy signals, flashy cars, flashy screenshots. I would look for a proper system. I would do everything that a beginner trader hates to do. I'll journal my trades. I will have a trading plan. I will have a trade management plan. I will do everything that is required. If only I knew, like, if you could show me right now 6 years ago, I would absolutely do it, because it is so worth it, right? Can you please make a special I'm guessing discount for people who would like? Okay, how can one truly master discipline and psychology? Right, by having a system. That is it. I would say the exact answer over and over again. There is no other way about it, right? There's no other way about it. I can't even lie to you. I don't know, maybe other people want to explain it. Go and read more, go and do this, go and look for more strategies. You will look for strategies until you're tired. But before you have a proper structured system of how your business runs, you are just wasting time, right? How do you invest the money you earn from trading? Oh, that is a good question. A huge portion of my trading profits usually goes back to things like my businesses, like scaling other projects that I'm running. You already seen one of the buildings that we're building, and all of those long-term assets, right? It's very, very important. I also keep capital circulating between my trading accounts, prop firm scaling, brand building, content, and all those other things, right? You have to always continue finding things that will generate for you that income outside of the charts, right? So obviously I won't sit here and tell you every single thing that I do with money publicly, but one thing that I've learned very early, that trading money should eventually build bigger things than just trading by itself, right? Than just buying a luxury car, than just buying a big house. That you should, at the end of the day, you should have like a tangible, scalable, multi-million-dollar business, which is what we are building, the Certified Trader Group. You guys already know that. I already told you guys that there's something absolutely beautiful coming for the CTG group, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I'm actually wearing the CTG colors, right? So it's going to be really, really good. So what is a better way to get money to deposit? Do you recommend prop firms? Well, I will publicly recommend prop firms every day, any day, because this is the path that I took, right? I chose to go with the prop firms, took money from the prop firms, funded my accounts. I failed prop firms, I passed prop firms, I did it over and over again. So it's a path that I've used, that I've worked, right? I did not ever, right? Even though I made a video on TikTok saying, I'm just looking back in time, and just it came to my mind that my first deposit was, I think, like $5 US. Right now I just look at my trading balance and I'm like, wow, right? It's not like I grew that $5 US to a significant amount of money. No, I deposited $5 the first time. I blew it off. I don't know how many times I deposited $5, $10, $50, $100 over and over again. I did not ever, right, like grow a small $5 account into multiple millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars. I never did that, right? But what worked for me was when I started trading prop firms and then taking that money from my withdrawals, funding my own personal account and growing it like that. That is what I would always recommend, because that is the path that I took and it worked for me. There are other people also at the same time who took a different path and it absolutely worked for them. So it's to each their own, right? can you please do a live trading session with us? Oh gosh, I already do like 2 live trading sessions on Monday and on Friday with the Platinum group. I will barely have enough time to do that, but I will try, right? It's not out of the picture, whatever. In 4 months into trading, I'm 4 months into trading. I built my second account, but excited that I faced a fear. Sometimes it feels effortless. Okay, you should, in fact, just telling you into trading, make sure that you actually get a proper trading plan. Can you share your trade every day? I don't trade every day. I trade only when we have setups on the chart. As a trader, how do you distinguish between the real market direction and smart money manipulation? You have to stay more on the charts to know these things, right? The more you spend time on the charts, the easier it is to actually notice. Can you teach a strategy that I can stick with? It's exactly what I'm teaching on my videos. When I analyze, pay attention. I only use price action, and it actually works. What gives you the drive to keep posting without knowing how many people will view and consistently? Because you are different. Yes, I am different and I am consistent. The Bible says the diligent hand shall bear rule, right? So in everything that you do, try and be diligent. It doesn't matter how many people are watching. It doesn't matter. I used to post YouTube videos and literally 32 people would watch. I think by the time I post this video, we will be at 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. On TikTok, we just hit 20,000 subscribers, as you guys can see. Just recently hit, I think that was yesterday when we hit 20k on TikTok. Regardless of how many people watch you, regardless of what kind of comments you get, you at the end of the day know the end goal of what you want. So make sure that you pursue those dreams and chase them. There isn't anything to ask at the moment. Okay, I want to join the inner circle. Here's links. How do you pick winners in the Red app? I always use like random, like it's called a random comment picker on Google, right? Okay, I won't answer that question. Any live? No, I won't answer that question too. What is the most common psychological mistake you still struggle with even after all this time? Boredom, right? Yeah, trading consistently or profitable trading is very boring, right? So sometimes you just have to overcome it at the end of the day, but then you just want to be involved. Like, there's no trade. I have to wait for like 3-4 days. This week I only got 1 single trade, right? And the market is open. I'm waiting for my perfect setups. I have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And I just want to also be in the charts, in the trade. I also want to be showing you guys, oh, I'm in the trade, but then I can't do that because I don't know. So boredom is something that I still, I don't really, I mean, it comes to me sometimes. I'm thinking about, I just want to be in a trade, but then I've overcome it. I don't, fold. I guess you understand what I'm saying. Why do you charge people for mentorship and signals if you're already profitable with a strategy that actually works? Thank God I'm literally reading The Richest Man in Babylon right now, because comments like these would have literally annoyed me years ago. But anyway, for those people that are genuinely wondering, being profitable in trading doesn't mean that you suddenly stop building businesses, right? If anything, profitability taught me the importance of multiple streams of income even more, right? The same way a profitable doctor can still own his own hospital, or a profitable athlete can still have their own sponsorships and all of those other things. A profitable musician still sell tickets and all of those things. Traders can also build communities, mentorship, brands even, right? And educational platforms. And the funny thing is, not everyone wants to learn alone, right? Some people want structure, some people want guidance, some people just genuinely want to shorten the time it will take for them to become profitable. And that's that learning curve that, and that is why these things exist. But anyway, you wouldn't understand if that is the type of mindset that you still have in this day and age. How did you find out that you were becoming consistent? That is a good one. I don't know. I don't know. It just happened, and then it just happened. It just happens. I don't even know. It just happens. And then you just find out that, oh, I'm really like following this structure and stuff like that. It just happens. I don't know how to respond. It just happens. I've tried using support resistance on synthetic. It doesn't work. How do you trade? I left synthetic indices like back then because those people, they manipulate the market so much. But then I was really good. Really, that crash 300, I have that strategy that I always used to share with you guys. I should go back maybe in my free time and check it out if it's actually still following that thing. But then it actually works. That belt strategy on the 1 minute time frame, absolutely really good. If you haven't checked it out, you can. I think one of my videos still has it. This is a really long Q&A. Not sure if I will put this as part of the video. Maybe this can be an entire video by itself because it's actually so long. But then yeah, these are most of the questions that I found. I think these are most important questions that I would have answered. All of these are the funny questions. I won't answer these questions because it's not really trading related. This is more personal, and I don't feel like I should answer those questions. So yeah, I'll just keep most of the ones that are not like really trading related. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, turn your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel before we with that. And I'll see you guys in the next lit video. Love you guys.